Are you a UK healthcare assistant, or are you planning to relocate to the UK with visa sponsorship as a UK healthcare assistant? Watch this video, because anything that happens to the home or affect the home will definitely affect you.
You'll be living your good life. Catch a glimpse from the outside, then you see me now, see me now, see now.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. If today is your first time here, my name is Stella. If you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share my videos. Click on that notification bell to get notified whenever I post any new video. And for my returning subscribers, thank you guys for the love, thank you guys for the support. Honestly, I really do appreciate. So on this channel, I talk about my life in the UK, what is happening around me, and I share information. For those of you that don't know, if it's your first time here, I'm a UK healthcare assistant. I'm a Nigerian based here in the UK. So in today's video, for those of you planning to move to the UK as a healthcare assistant, or for those of you already in the UK with the visa sponsorship, this video will definitely help you. I'm going to be sharing with you guys a home and some students, their license has been revoked. If this looks like what you're going to be interested in, then watch from the beginning to the end. I believe it's definitely going to help you, or should I say I believe you're going to learn something from it. So now what some persons do is that they will come to the UK. If you've been watching my videos, I used to say this a lot, that if you're already in the UK, it's a lot easier for you to get this job with visa sponsorship. For those of you watching me, you will agree with me that it has not been easy to get a sponsorship from outside the UK. It's a bit easier for people already in the UK. So now I'm not going to say it's easy to get the job. It has not been easy because the qualification they need, and you know, with things that are happening these days, it's all about money. You know, if you're watching me, believe it or not, it's all about money. But that is by the way. So now people realize that if they're outside the UK, it's a bit challenging and it's a bit difficult for them. So what they do is that they enter the country via the student route, and when they enter the country, they will now switch their visa. So now don't make this mistake. Even if you're planning to switch your visa, or if you're planning to do this, don't just come to the UK and then search for a job and then boom, leave school. You must at least do one or two things before you leave school. Either you go to the school and tell them you want to drop out for some reasons. You tell them the reasons why you want to drop out, probably like you're not concentrating, your mental health, you know, anything you want to say, just, you know, tell them. This country, they understand, and then you drop out. Not just, you know, coming to UK and then boom, after a few weeks of going to lectures, they won't see you again and they'll start searching for you and all of that. So this is a case for some students in Greenwich, Chester and Teesside University. It stated that a UK university have been urged to be vigilant after a report of people coming to the UK on a student visa then vanishes, only to be found working in an exploitative condition. The Observed newspaper highlights a recent case involving Indian students in Greenwich, Chester and Teesside University who stopped attending lectures soon after arriving in the UK. The youngest were later found working in the care sectors in Wales, living in a squalid condition with up to 12 people in a 3-bedroom flat. This condition are described as modern slavery. According to the report on the case by Garminster and Labour Abuse Authority, where they were working up to 80 hours a week for way below minimum wage. Can you imagine? These people now that are found in Wales in this care home, they are 12 in a 3-bedroom house. Can you imagine how the room will be? I made a video where I was sharing with you guys an apartment in London, how people were, you know, living there, how, you know, how crowded and congested the building, the flat was. So this is exactly what's happening to this student. And to make the matter worse, they work more than 80 hours, meaning that you work, for example, let me just say you work 12. I don't even know how to calculate these hours now. So because if I say you're working 7 days, 10 hours is how many hours? That means approximately you're working 70 hours. So for the case of these people, they were working more than 80 hours. Can you imagine? That means they literally work each day 12, like with no rest. That is the problem with people. That is the problem with employers these days. They are just, you know, using people. I don't know why they are doing this, to be honest. I made a video about a Nigerian lady going back to Nigeria after her, you know, employer that she has worked for since she came to this country, only for the employer now to tell her that she has to pay, you know, to get sponsorship, and the amount he was demanding was a lot. So this employer these days, to be honest, I don't know what the UK government needs to do, but they are doing way too much. they are just doing too much. Now, I'm not saying that all of them are doing too much. I could remember a comment, somebody was like, oh, must you work as a carer? So now, nobody is forcing anybody to work as a carer. So for the case of these people, nobody is forcing them, but I'm sure for them, instead of them to stay in India, they rather live in the UK. But for some reasons, I don't know why, they prefer to stay in this country. And now, the pay is so low. It is so low. So for example, if you're being paid if you're supposed to be paid £7.50, they probably might be paying them £8. That is another thing that affects people that don't have documents in this country. That's why I always tell people, if you don't have a document, I don't know how you cope, I don't know how you survive, because honestly speaking, it's hard work. Because people will take advantage of you. People will use you. Like, they will use you like you're nothing. But at the same time, you will think you're not being used, because they'll make it look as if they are doing you a favor, you know, to give you the job. That's because you show how desperate you are. When you show how desperate you are, that is how they will use you. One thing you should know, that if you're working for an employer that is using you and you don't like the employer, the best thing you should do is that if you want to go back to your country, you can always go back to your country, or better still, look for another employer, get sponsorship, and switch your visa. This particular set for people that have been used, I don't even know, I can't imagine you working 80 hours. So like, you don't even have the days you rest. All you do is you be working. To make the matter worse, you're not even getting paid the amount you're supposed to be paid. So now what happened to the care home? What happened to the care home is that they revoked their license, and now it's definitely going to affect all the people working in that home. So if you come in via sponsorship in that home, it's going to affect you because they revoked their license, so they are no longer licensed. That same thing will apply to you. You will have to go back to your country. So now, if you're applying for any care job with visa sponsorship, this is something you should also consider, because if their home or their agency is doing too much, there's chances that they might get caught. And if they get caught, it's going to affect you. And it's happening now in the UK. So you see, that is the problem with this care job with visa sponsorship. Whatever that happens to the home is going to affect you too. So let's say if you pay £10,000 to get a sponsorship, or if you pay £5,000 to secure a sponsorship here in the UK, and the home or the agency gets casted, it's definitely going to affect you. So what am I trying to say? If you're coming to the UK to study, it's simple. If you don't want to study again, or if you've gotten tier 2 sponsorship, you can tell the school that you want to stop. It's no big deal. They will not come and slaughter you and say, why do you want to drop out? No, they won't do that. And at the same time, if you're studying in the UK and you get a sponsorship, you can still, you know, maintain your sponsorship and still be going to school. It simply means that you're on tier 2 visa while you're studying, and at the same time you can work as much as you want because you're already on tier 2 visa. Now, some persons get tier 2 sponsorship when they're rounding up school. They then start working back to back because they've already switched their visa to tier 2 sponsorship. But if you don't want to complete your school, it is simple. You can just drop out and, you know, tell the school. It's not for you to just go and disappear and just start working. This is UK. In one way or the other, they will fish you out. So now some persons might be lucky they wouldn't get caught. It's just like this post-study visa, where some persons, if they want to apply for the post-study visa, they get rejected and tell them that they work more than 20 hours. And you that have been working more than even 40 hours, you will apply and you will get it successfully and nothing will happen. That is just it. Sometimes I feel like all these things is luck, because I know I've seen somebody that, you know, that was rejected because they said that he worked more than 20 hours during his stay in the UK. And there's some persons that have been working back to back, they will still get the post-study visa. So I don't understand. Honestly, I don't understand this UK. They are not God, and they can never be God. So one thing I believe is that sometimes all of this is just luck. So if you're looking for a care job with visa sponsorship, you have to be very, very careful, because you don't want to spend all of that money at the end of the day when the home or the company is being revoked. It's going to affect you because you'll be asked to go back to your country. So be very, very careful. It's not all about sponsorship. You don't want to fall victim. Anyways, that is it for today's video. I just feel like sharing this video with you guys so that you all will be careful, especially those of you applying for this care job with this sponsorship, to be very, very careful. If you're also coming into the UK to study, you have to be careful too. Well, I believe this video is going to teach you a lesson. I believe you're going to learn something from this video. Well, if you find this video very informative and interesting, don't forget to give this video again a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share my videos. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.